We speak now to Sfiso Nyathi, who is the Secretary General of All Truck Drivers Forum Allied South Africa. A very good evening to you, Mr. Nyathi, and thank you so much for speaking to us. You heard part from the report, but also I'm sure you would have followed the discussion, the reaction by the Minister on what's been happening with these heavy-duty trucks, particularly following the incident of Pongola, saying that there are lots of interventions that they're looking at, but particularly to move from road freight to rail freight. Is this something that will work for you?
Good evening. Thanks for the opportunity. You see the problem about politician people, about our leaders. They talk things they don't know. They talk things like now, we're talking about the road freight while there's an accident in Pongola. If there was no accident in Pongola, we'll leave this situation in years and years and years. You understand? Now there's an accident in Pongola. Now people, they're talking things they don't know. And they don't want to hear what's the problem, where is the problem. Although we can tell them where is the problem lies, it depends who are you talking this, the real issue. You understand? Like we drivers, like we HDF, 5 years exposing truck owners, exposing employers, the behavior of employers, the problem is created by employers. You're telling me 5 years you can't sort out this problem. If there was no accident in Pongola, Mr. Mbalula will talk about this. All these politicians talking things they don't know. Because as the politicians, they have to talk, they talk things they don't know. They're not experiencing. That's a problem in South Africa. People, poor people, no one can listen. Let me tell you something. The problem is not about how many trucks in the road. Here, government, they talk about job opportunity. If you take trucks in the road, you create unemployment. Here you want a job opportunity for South Africans. Now you talk about taking the trucks, you take it to roadways. So in other words, you're creating more poverty. This is not a solution. The problem is the employers. So why don't we go straight to the point to deal with truck owners? You understand? We have said it many times, is a fatigue, is no time for rest, is a condition of work, is a condition of paying drivers. Is a pressure. So what else we have to do? What else we must explain? You understand? There is not a solution to take a goods from road to roadway. Instead, you're creating poverty. The problem, you must deal with the fly-by-night companies. Let me tell you, there are good companies who comply with the law in bargaining culture. There are many trucks who not follow the law, who are not comply in bargaining culture. They operate outside of bargaining culture. Bargaining culture is a structure who in other words, to enforce a compliance, a law, condition of work, and a minimum wage. So who cares? Bargaining culture does not care. Government, why never deal decisively with those fly-by-night trucks? That law in bargaining culture says driver must sleep 9 hours. So trucks for 24 hours are roaring. They're on the road. That's why a problem. We are the people who
okay, Mr. Nyathi, you say there are those who comply with the law and there are those who don't comply with the law. Now, with regards to this accident in Pongola, it was clearly said that driver behavior was behind it. The minister actually saying that according to Regulation 250 of the National Road Traffic Act, it forbids the transportation of learners or any other persons in the goods department of a motor vehicle for reward. But is it clear what the rules are in terms of the movement of freight or within this industry, the types of roads that you are supposed to use, the times and the conditions thereafter? Because I also want to understand, are drivers operating within the law?
They are bad drivers. You understand? We will not run away by that. But you understand that the employers, they employ the cheap labor. They employ foreigners who have no license here. You understand? So if they employ the real drivers, they train drivers, they develop drivers, and they comply the law, we'll never have a problem. Let me come in the issue of Pongola. You see N2 there. It needs to be develop, because there, if you come to this side of KZN from Gababa, is the freeway two-way this side and the freeway two-way this side. In the Pongola is passing on in the areas for the people, and it's not in good condition, that road. It need to be developed too. And yes, drivers must behave on the road, but some drivers, they got the pressure from the employers. You see, the employers say push. The thing is, the employers, they prioritize what they call a profit instead to prioritize a safety. You understand?
Yes.
That's where the problem is.
So
nothing else.
The minister is saying that they're looking at various interventions, including the deployment of the National Traffic Police on an ad hoc basis to make sure that the province is informed in terms of the analysis of traffic statistics, to identify areas with insufficient traffic policing capacity, to look at some of these problem areas. Do you think it will help, especially in these illegal practices of some employers that you say, if they employ people who are illegal in the country, if they employ people who are not trained, people without driver's licenses, who are driving many hours without rest? Will it help deal with some of these problems, his suggestion?
You see, as I could experience here, from 2018 until now, they are talking. They took what Minister Mbalula is saying now is a thing the other previous minister were saying before. We remember when we have a problem, there was a blockage, at Middleburg last year, October. They're talking the same thing. In 2019, in KZN, Mr. Mbalula, including Babu Mbalula, including Babu Nyathi, including Babu Fikile, they're talking about task team, we intervene, we find a solution. They're good in talking. In next year, they'll be talking. After 10 years, they will be talking. Let me tell you something. There are police in the road, in all freeways. There are weight bridges, but if they're working other way, instead of helping in the good cause of law, they can talk, they can put whatever police many times. If the trucks still are moving 24 hours, if they never, we said before, is in the law in Bargaining Council. Find out to Mr. Ubabundlovu, Secretary of Bargaining Council, what is the time for resting drivers? We're working this time, until this time. What is the time? The time should be 10 o'clock to 5 o'clock. The trucks are supposed to not move in the road. That's it. The police should be there. If you find the trucks in the national road, N2, N11, they must deal decisively, must pound this truck, must decisively take action against these employers, take an operation card. Here, the problem in South Africa, the many accidents happened before, they not take action against those employers. That's why a problem is. You can bring many police if they not take action against the employers. If the trucks are still operating 24 hours, we have a problem.
All right. Thank you so much for speaking to us, Mr. Nyathi. Sfiso Nyathi is with the All Truck Drivers Forum Allied South Africa in response to the debate that was occurring in the National Assembly around the truck freight industry in particular.